Greetings, comrades. It is I, Miriam, the only Miriam, and thank you so much for tuning in. A few months ago, I released a video on Armenian etiquette rules and do's and don'ts in Armenian culture. Many of you requested a part 2, so here we are. And today we will be discussing more Armenian etiquette rules. As always, before we get started, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click on the zangak or the bell icon to receive notifications from this channel. Previous videos from this channel will be linked right down below. You can also find me on Instagram. And since summer is right around the corner, please stay tuned for more from this channel. So first things first, what is etiquette? Etiquette is essentially a set of rules, protocol, or how to behave within a certain society or culture. And these sorts of videos on Armenian etiquette would be ideal for somebody who perhaps is marrying into an Armenian family, visiting Armenia, or is invited to some sort of Armenian event and would like to know how to carry themselves. First things first, I am most certain that I mentioned this in the previous video, but if you haven't viewed it, please be sure to view it before viewing this part 2 over here, just so that these rules make more sense and such. But gift giving is very important in Armenian culture. It's customary for Armenians to give gifts not only for holidays or for events, but for more casual or everyday sorts of interactions. In our culture, we have this sort of unspoken rule where you don't show up to somebody's house empty-handed. And I don't know, I'm just speaking from personal experience as an Armenian in America. I feel as if so many Americans or non-Armenians will be very shocked when they hear about this rule, or will be surprised when I try to give them some sort of gift or express gratitude in a material sense. But one other aspect of this rule of gift giving in Armenian culture is that you do not ever give somebody a gift without peeling the price tag off first. Once again, this is another unspoken rule. I'm sorry, I constantly have to pause and drink my tea. I lost my voice 2 days ago and it's been coming back, so I don't sound my very best, unfortunately. I apologize. You know, one like can save my throat. One like is one cough drop. Anyways, so what you want to do is whenever you purchase a gift, make sure to rip off the price tag or to somehow scribble it out. It is just so utterly ghetto in our culture to give somebody a gift with the tag still on it.
The ghetto! The ghetto! The ghetto!
I know it's the most minute, frivolous, unimportant detail, but there's actually a very understandable reason to why. You see, when you are giving somebody a gift, you don't want them to feel as if they are a burden or for them to worry about how they're supposed to reimburse you. And as Armenians, we love to give very nice gifts. So if I give somebody something that's a bit more expensive, more fancy, then you don't want the other person to look at the price tag and try to pay you back or feel bad. You just want the person to fully enjoy this entire experience of receiving affection in the material form. Also, I suppose that this is just a very private detail that really shouldn't matter to the person that you are giving a gift to. Like, imagine if you give somebody something that looks really nice but is actually very cheap. You don't want that person to think, oh, was I not worthy of something a bit more expensive? You just don't want the other individual to worry about anything. So yeah, rip off the price tags. And now let us discuss paying or splitting bills. Since we are still on the topic of gift giving and I suppose money. You see, there's a stereotype that us Armenians are very stingy. And unfortunately, or fortunately, this is no stereotype. This is the truth, honey. Nevertheless, we are also one of the most generous people around. It's quite the paradox. If you ever go out with a group of Armenians or if you dine with people in Armenia, make sure to offer to pay the bill. I am not kidding when I say that Armenians and so many other ethnic groups such as Eastern Europeans, Middle Easterners, so many other ethnic groups. I mean, I've even heard that East Asians do these kinds of things, but you have got to fight for the bill. I know this may sound so bizarre because in America, everybody splits the bill and just pays for themselves. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I think this really stems from this very individualistic nature in American culture and society. I will touch on this later in a future video on differences between Armenian and American culture, but Armenian culture is very communal. You see, in America, we don't really want to pay for others or waste our money and our time or energy on them, but in Armenian culture, this is one of the most enjoyable things you can really do. Quite interesting because you see that Armenians are both very ready to take care of other people, but you also see that when we're trying to be taken care of, we want to take care of them as well. And so you will often see that there's this very Armenian situation where when the check arrives or when the bill arrives, everybody scrambles to get their credit cards out, or they try to pay first and not let the other person. I mean, when I was younger, what we would do was that my parents would send me to go chase after the bill or like the check when they bring it around at the restaurant, and to snatch it from another family so that they don't pay and that we can take care of it all. But another notion that pertains to money, paying, or social situations would be that if you are a man and you are going out with an Armenian girl, you better be picking up the tab. I will explain this in a future video, but Armenian men are quite chivalrous. You see, I would say that Armenian culture is very traditional, but it's also very uplifting towards women. I don't know, once again, this is a story for another time, a topic for another video, but acting like a gentleman and really treating a lady like a lady is very important in Armenian culture. And it's often customary for men to open doors for women, or to, pick up the tab and not go Dutch or whatever. And if there are any non-Armenians viewing this video, or any Westerners or anyone from a country where it's very normal to split a bill on a date, this might be just my opinion, but if women have to go through actual hell to give birth and to bring life to this planet, if we go through such unimaginable pains every month, and if we already have to spend so much to look good on not just dates but a daily basis, then I suppose the least a man can do is just pay for a plate of food. But that's, once again, as I always say, that's a story for another time. Moving on, another Armenian etiquette rule that you should always remember is that no shoes in the house. Now, I already know that everyone that isn't from some sort of Western nation, or is from Eastern Europe, the Middle East, East Asia, South Asia, everyone already agrees with this one. You see, in America, it's very normal for us to just enter the house with our shoes on, to walk around, even to lie in bed with your shoes on, which is like a mortal sin in Armenian culture. You see, in Armenian culture, if you walk into somebody's house with your shoes on, that is seen as a sign of disrespect, because that person has been cleaning up the house for so long, and the house is supposed to be a very, very clean environment, and you're bringing your shoes that you wear outside in all this filth into the house. You see, it's very customary for Armenians to offer their guests slippers or trustikner when they come in. I guess sometimes women who wear heels or fancy shoes might not take their shoes off, but in most cases, you're gonna have to take your shoes off if you go to an Armenian's house. So make sure to bring socks or slippers. I mean, if you ask me, socks and slippers are always going to be in. I mean, they're the most fashionable thing around, right?